Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and I'm here today with a very, very special look at a game that is in an extremely early state. This is practically a prototype for a game called Duskers, being developed by Tim Keenan, the man who created a virus named Tom. If you guys don't know, he actually has a YouTube channel. He does a lot of stuff, him and his wife Holly, and with Misfits Attic, their sort of development team, just actually talking about game development, getting other indie devs together, and they just do a lot of cool stuff in the indie scene. I've been following him for quite some time, and I've just learned so much about indie development just from the videos that he makes. It's really awesome to see a developer interacting at such an early state with these games, and basically, myself and a few others have been following the development of his prototype called Duskers, and he actually finally released a build to us, so we could kind of check it out and create a video on it so he could get a better idea of what it's like to see other people actually play the game, because of course that's a very, very important part of developing any game is, seeing what it's like when other people, aside from yourself, play it. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to check out the Duskers prototype. We're going to start off with the tutorial, which I've only played once. The game is, it's very bare bones. You have to teach yourself a lot of this stuff. It has a nice little tutorial in it, though, so we're going to get an idea of that. But the core concept of Duskers is that you take control of these drones and you explore derelict spaceships to find supplies and other goodies. And at the same time, of course, you have to fight off aliens and things of that nature. Now, as I said, this is a very early prototype. There's no sound, really. Of course, this is not what the game is going to look like. There are no art assets actually applied to it. This is all prototype, but it is a very promising game, in my opinion. And from what I've watched him play of it, I like the direction it's going. It just seems like it's going to be a really cool game. So let's go ahead and kick off the tutorial here. You can see we have a nice little tip up in the corner. So we use the right arrow keys to actually pilot our drone, and then we can use the numbers to switch between our two drones. And then we can also go into ship view, which right now R4 is our ship, D5 is the first door. So in order to open that door, we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to use the command prompt on the bottom right corner of the screen here. We're going to hit enter and we're going to say open D5. Now this is one of my favorite parts about this game, is actually being able to type into things. Ever since I was a kid and I started playing games, the idea of actually being able to manipulate a game by just typing words has always fascinated me. I know it seems sort of bare bones, but there's something about it that just goes back to the core elements of like interacting with computers, and like the first time where somebody was able to make a computer sort of do something. It just feels really special to me. But let's go ahead and okay, we're back in our drone, and let's go ahead and take drone number 1 here and enter the spaceship. So what do we have here? So we have a power inlet. You can see from the tip, notice how drone 2 has a generator in its list of upgrades. So if we look to the left side of the screen, we will see, wait, am I on the wrong drone here? I'm on the wrong drone. So we're on drone 1. Let's go back and grab drone 2. Okay, so if you look on the top left corner of the screen, you'll see our drone there. Apparently its name is Abby. It has health point, essentially, health power of 70, speed of 1, and one of its upgrades is the generator. So if we get close to this power inlet and type in generator, we're actually going to be able to apply power to the power inlet. Now if we switch back to space, you'll see that we actually have information on the spaceship that we have now entered. So we can see the rooms, we can see the different doors that connect the rooms, and of course this is going to be very helpful in successfully exploring this derelict spacecraft and keeping our drones intact. So let's go ahead and switch back to drone 1 now, and let's navigate our way into the room. Okay, so notice D2 is open, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to head down to D2, and we're going to take a look around inside of here. Okay, so right here, this is a ration. We found a ration. This gives you another day to live. Drone 1 has a gather or upgrade. Upgrade commands are similar to their names. Type gather or GA, then tab or space to autocomplete while over the ration to gather it. So let's go ahead and just go enter. We'll do GA. That's going to complete gather, and we've now picked that up. So let's see if the room 2 is safe. Drone 1 has an area sensor upgrade. Go to the ship's view and type area, then type enter. So again, making use of the command prompt. This is probably one of the most difficult aspects about learning Duskers, is just understanding the command prompts. Of course, once you learn those, everything's going to start to feel really natural, and that's to me where one of the really satisfying aspects of this prototype comes in, is just, everything just going so well. It's just something about it, man. Something about this game. Okay, so if we look at the map now, we can see the sensor on top of our drone. You can also see the sensor in each of the rooms, essentially. And you can see in R2, that red sensor means that we actually have an enemy there. So what we're going to do, according to the tips, is we're going to see if we can herd them out of room 2. So let's go back to our main view. Let's take drone 1 and put him back into room 5. I do actually slightly remember the tutorial here. Okay, now what we need to do is close door 2, and then we're going to open door 4. So we're going to go hit enter, close, D2. Boom. That now just closed door 2. As you can see, the door is now green, meaning that it is closed. And if it's gray, that'll mean it's open. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to open D4. So we can actually do that from this view as well, so we can directly see what happens. Open D4. And then we're going to type area once again, actually, so we can get an idea of when that enemy actually enters room 3. And then we'll close D4 so we can explore room 2 without the enemy being in there. Okay, so now the enemy has entered room 3, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit close D4. Boom, we've closed D4. Now we can go ahead and open D3, head back in, and then I'll use drone 1 to explore the new room that we've just opened here. So if we look around... Okay, so once again, the game is requesting that we use the area sensor to see if the unpowered room on the other side of the door is safe. So let's go ahead and type in area. Okay, so you can see over there it's green, which means it's safe. If it was red, that would mean that it contains some sort of an enemy. So let's go ahead and open D1, enter, and explore. So what do we have here? A destroyed drone. Drive up to it and type the command swap to loot its upgrades. Use the mouse to drag and drop upgrades from drone to drone. Small chance of damaging the upgrades each swap. Press escape to close swap window when you're done. So let's go ahead and type up to this and type swap. Okay, you're now going to see that we have our little upgrade menu down here, which, nicely enough, we can actually move around the screen. I like that. You know, I'm sure that'll change in the future, but I think a sort of movable interface would be cool for this game. I like the idea of on the fly being able to manipulate your interface wherever you want. That's not something that games normally do. That's usually reserved for sort of MMOs where you can sort of move windows around. But here you can see we have drone 5, which is destroyed. It has a lure, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to drag that lure into our empty slot here. So now drone 1 has 3 upgrades to it, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and escape out of there. Okay, now we're going to use basically the navigate commands. This allows us to tell our drones where to go without actually commanding them, which is obviously a really nice feature to have when you have drones. You want to be able to just sort of tell them all to do one thing at the same time. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go, if I can see if I can remember this. I don't think I can. Is it navigate 2? Oh, we want navigate 1, R4. I don't know if this is right. We're going to guess without actually looking. Yes, I remembered. All right. Now we're going to do the same thing for drone 2. But we're going to wait till drone 1 actually gets to R4. He gets back into our spaceship because, as we know, drone 2 is actually powering the interface for the spaceship we're inside of, and it would suck for it to go dark while we were keeping an eye on our drone. And there could be a case where there could have been hidden enemies somewhere, and they popped out, and we lost line of sight on drone 2, and next thing you know, he's dead. Drone 1, next thing you know, he's dead. So let's go ahead and do 2, R4. I love the command interface. Oh, I love it. All right, so there we go. Now both of our drones are safe back inside of our spaceship. We can now type home to go ahead and return to our spaceship. And that is the tutorial for Duskers. But we're going to go right ahead and we're going to actually hop into the game here. There's actually quite a bit. So you can see this is the one that we've just finished exploring. We have derelict number 5, derelict number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 6. And you can see they're all a certain number of days away. Now, if you look at our ship, we have 4 rations. I believe that means if we have 4 rations, then that's gonna be a ration for each individual day, which is why we want to find those rations on spaceships. It's also part of exploring these spaceships is being able to stay alive and stay in space longer. So you can see we have a galaxy view, we have the star system. So you can see actually out here we have all these different stars. There's actually quite a bit to this prototype. I guess at this point you might be able to call it an alpha. I'm not exactly sure what Tim is calling it, but we can also go into our drone menu here, which I haven't messed with this too much yet, but you're gonna be able to upgrade your drones and install upgrades and remove upgrades, and you have credits to spend. There's a lot, and you can also wait a day. There's a lot to this I haven't yet been able to explore, but I've really just been having fun with the sort of core elements of it. So let's go back to the star system, and let's go ahead and we'll go with number 3. So let's go ahead and travel to number 3. We're now there, and then we can click board, and we're gonna go ahead and board the ship. It's gonna ask us, okay, what do we want to take with us? And let's see. So we have drone 2. Drone 3, we have mouse. He has no upgrades, actually. So if we click on them... Okay, so we have nothing in our inventory. So we're pretty much just going to go in with what we have, I guess. We'll do it. We'll just do it that. Okay. So this one, we're on our own. We're on our own. We have 3 drones this time, though. So let's go ahead and... I think we have to sort of just risk it by going in this room. I don't know if the area command will work. Let's find... Okay, so it does work. So the next room is actually safe. So let's go ahead and open up D30. D30! How many rooms are in this ship? Alright. Oh, what's that? I think that's a trap, if I remember correctly. I'm just gonna start trying random commands. I don't... No, D30's opened. Okay, well, I don't know what the skull means. I'm a bit concerned there, I have to be honest. But what we want here, this is a power node. So we want to get our drone number 2, because that has the generator. I'm really weary of that skull on the ground because I don't know what it means actually. Let's type in generator. Okay, so now we've powered up there. Let's switch back to drone number 1. Let's go ahead and type area, get an idea of what's going on inside of the ship. Okay, so here we go. This is actually a pretty spacious ship, and it actually has 2 portions to it. So you can see up there we have the D area that's all sort of red, which again I don't know what any of that means just yet. We're gonna find it out as we go along here though. But let's go ahead and I guess we'll move through D29 because that is safe. If you look at R10 and R11, those are both pretty much crowded. We're gonna have to do some work there to essentially try and trap whatever's in R10 in one of the other rooms so we can navigate through there. That's gonna be a little bit difficult. We'll see what we can do there, but the path leading from D29 to D28 is actually safe, so let's go ahead and check that out. Because that's actually open, so we have another skull here. That's a vent, which I believe the baddies can actually get through. All right, let's get a little bit closer here. So this whole area is red up here, which I'm pretty much thinking that just means it's all infected. Actually, R15 is also red. Let's try area one more time. It's safe in here, but it is red, which again I'm not too sure on the color codings just yet. This is the really fun part about playing a game at such an early state, is that no one, like I just don't know. I don't want to look at any of the the notes that people have said or anything. I'm just playing it completely bare and trying to figure it out, because it's not often you get to do this in a game. I think that's really sort of a very unique experience for someone who isn't a game developer to be able to play a game like this. Let's see over here. What we need to do is start working a little bit on getting these guys out of R10 here, as well as out of R11. It's time to be patient because I'm starting to rush through this a little bit, and it is a strategy game, so it's time to do a little bit of thinking here. So what if we open D20? I don't know that if we open D20 and D6 that all of a sudden whatever's in R10 would go to R11, but hey, we can try it. So let's give it a whirl. We have access to the doors, so let's give it a whirl. I think that's what the red means, basically. We don't have any access to that. We can't do anything. Okay, so that's safe, so let's go ahead and close D20. Oopsie, wrong command there. Close D20. Alright, so that's closed. Not sure wherever the enemy went, though, to be honest. And I don't really want to open D6, so I guess we'll send in one of our drones. Send in the drones and see what happens. So what's number 3 got? We'll send in number 3. We'll send in Mouse. He's a mouse. We'll kind of use him as a dummy, I guess, to see what's on the other side of this. And let's get 1 away from the door here. All right, 3. It's all you, man. It's all up to you here. Let's open D11 and carefully move inside. Oh, look at that. We got a ration. Gather. I don't think I can actually gather with this drone. Okay, that's right. So let's switch back to drone number 1. And it's safe in here. We don't have any direct enemy contacts. So let's go ahead and gather the supplies. Okay, so we picked up that. So this drone's name is Rick. I find that's a very interesting name for a drone. All right, let's see what's going on here. So if we look past D22, the area of D19 and D14 over there, it actually looks all right. We did in fact trap whatever badness was in R10 in R7 now. So that's good, actually, because, we don't really need to get there at that moment. That means we can safely open D5 here, so let's go ahead and do that. Open D5. Alright, so nothing in this room. Now we just have more doors. Let's go back to the area. Okay. So, the other side of these doors, no good. We could actually get into that small room down there, which is that F or R? R2, I believe. So let's check out R2 down there. Open D14. Okay, nothing really in here. We have like a sort of nice rug design going on there. Let's close D14. So close D14. Now, in all seriousness, I mean, talking about a game at such an early state, when you actually start talking about the gameplay, in terms of enjoyment, I've genuinely been enjoying this game, even though the first couple of times I played it, I was really, really clueless as to what to do. Not really clueless, but I did get a couple of my drones killed by going in a bit blindly, and then I learned what kind of game it really was and started to settle into the zone and just actually sit down and play it like I was someone sitting in a spaceship commanding drones who were actually, very important to my survival. So I think, the core gameplay mechanics that have been created here inside of Duskers are wonderful. I think they're absolutely fantastic, and I'm completely in love with them. The game just puts a smile on my face, and it has no sound, it has no art assets, it has none of that yet. It's just the core gameplay mechanics really, really make me happy. I enjoy it. I'm genuinely excited to see where Tim and everybody else take this game. All right, so let's see. What can we do here? We could let's do an area search one more time. It's nice to make use of this. Okay, let's push through to D22. It seems like it's clear up there. Oopsie. Helps if I do open D22. And I would not get rid of that command, the console. I love that so much. Okay. In case you didn't notice as well, we also have a certain limited number of uses for our different abilities. So if you look up at the upgrades for drone number 1 for Rick here, his area is 22 out of 30 uses. So if we actually go ahead and type in area, you'll see we burn another use. So, later on in the game, I can imagine when you start getting into bigger ships and just in general, how that's going to be very important to make is the most efficient use of all of your different abilities and upgrades as you possibly can when exploring a ship. So we got that one ration. We also have a mission timer down in the left corner. If you can see, we have the rations on our mothership. Sensor deactivated, R5. What happened? Something happened somewhere. Let's go back. Okay, what I think I want to do is bring in... we're going to bring in 2. We're going to bring him over to R8 here, and we're going to have him power this node here, and leave this one behind. Generate. Alright, so he's now plugged in there. So if we go ahead and hop back to drone 1, hit area. Errors detected in the area upgrade on drone 1. Uh-oh. So we have... Okay, so we got a failure for... Okay. Whoa! This is a genuinely huge ship. Okay, so we have enemies in R5. D21 as well is kind of filled up pretty badly. So let's see if we can't open... Let's go open D1. Let's see if we can't get whatever's in R5 into R1 so we can kind of start to head through that section of the spaceship and explore. I don't even want to go near like D26, D25 over there. Those are pretty bad areas. I don't want to risk sending any of my drones in over there. It doesn't look like this guy wants to do much though, apart from chill out. He's just kind of hanging there. Apparently he likes R5. There's something about it. I don't know what's in there. He's eating a dead corpse maybe. Something's going on. Something is going on. He is just hanging out in there, so... Both doors are actually open as well. D16 is open. What if we open... Okay, let's close D5, because there was nothing in there anyways. And let's open D18 and see if he finds that interesting. Oopsie. Also helps if you spell open correctly. Imagine you'd have to be a pretty efficient typer in the world of drone space exploration. Because if you mistyped, I mean, it's like Miss Macro in StarCraft, Miss Micro in StarCraft. You totally just screwed up everything and you probably killed one of your drones. Let's close D1 while we're at it. Give him one option and see if he decides to move. Okay, so he moved. He moved. Where did he move, though? Sensor activated. Okay, let's just close D18 quickly. Quickly, before he changes his mind. Okay, and let's go ahead and send one of our drones into D3. Open D3 through D3, I should say. Let's go back this way. Alright, drone 1. Whoa. Oh, no, close D3. Close D3. No. They're trapped in here with us. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Oh, man. No. Oh, okay. It's gone wrong. They came through the vents. No, it's over. It's all over, man. Oh, alright. That's it, guys. Well, that was a run at Duskers. Again, guys, this is a very early build of a game being developed by Tim Keenan, Misfits Attic, the same developer who created a virus named Tom. I'll have a link to his YouTube channel if you guys want to go check out more of what he's been doing with Duskers. Right now they are competing in a sort of, I think it's a multiple week game jam over at the Double Fine offices. And I'll also have a link to his Twitch account because they've been streaming some of the Duskers as well as some of the other games that they've been prototyping over the past year, and games that they are working on as, you know, as well as other indie developers and sort of chats and you know, developer talks. A lot of cool stuff happening over there. And you know, I'm really excited to see more of Duskers. I'm really happy that I'd like to thank Tim for giving me a chance, you know, to check this game out. It has put a really big smile on my face, and as you can see, we actually have the rest of the spaceship now open up to us here. So we had all the way up in R9, R3 is infected. Oh man, you can see the ones hanging out in R7 still, R11. And again, that whole hallway between D26 and D9, that was all infected. So I'm not actually sure where they got through to us. Again, there were vents. There's a vent in R15, and I think that's where they came up from behind us, because we left D29 open. We left D11 open. They swarmed us through there, and we opened D3, and those guys were actually still inside R5. Or possibly they came from R4 into R5 because we left D16 open. So a lot of human error on our part, and sadly, 3 good drones were lost. That's going to do it for this one, guys. You can expect me to be back with more Duskers probably in the future. I'd like to actually play a little bit more of the game and get maybe a better understanding of it and see if I can't push further in. But it's been Tony Mo, and I'll see you in the next one.